Minecraft new update brought incredible new copper features, and in this video I will show you more than 20 new things that were added in the new drop. Starting with the copper golem, which is a mob that lost the vote in 2021 to the allay, but simply had its triumphant return in this update. Initially, it would press buttons and things like that, but Mojang improved the idea, and now he can open chests and organize our items. So now it is possible to have several personal slaves in your home, and they look very happy. To make a copper golem, you need a copper block and a pumpkin, following the pattern of all golems that are made with pumpkin. But the interesting thing about the copper golem is that when it is born, it comes with a copper chest. And this copper chest can also be crafted, and it oxidizes over time, but this does not interfere with its function. And if you want to maintain some oxidation state of the chest, just use honey on it, and it will stay in that form forever. And it is also possible to reverse the oxidation state using an axe. And now going back to the copper golem. If you don't like this orange version of it, it's possible to make it in other colors using the other copper blocks. It's also possible for them to oxidize over time, and you can also reverse their oxidation with an axe. But that doesn't change anything in its functionality. But maybe it will make him slower or like a statue in the future. That would be a really cool thing in my opinion. But now you must be wondering, how do we use this little guy? And well, the copper golem works in a simple way. Basically, you place the items you want to organize in a copper chest next to it, then it takes the items and stores them in a normal chest that has the same type of item it took. And then he keeps doing this over and over again. And now, an important detail to mention is that every time the golem takes an item from the chest, it always takes 16 of the items that can be stacked in 64. Basically, it carries 16 each time it takes them, and takes them to the normal chest. And a strange thing that is happening in this beta version is that if he happens to take the items from a copper chest, and there is no other chest nearby for him to deposit, he basically keeps the items, and even if you kill him, he does not drop the items he took, but I think this will be fixed soon. And another very interesting detail about the copper golem is that it doesn't die underwater. It can survive, but it dies in fire. And curiously, it also dies in lightning, which doesn't make sense since it has a lightning rod on its head. It would be cool if it was energized or something, but it just dies. And he even dies from fall damage. Maybe in the future they will remove this, but I don't know. The copper golem is completely peaceful. It is not the target of any mob in general, except for the warden who kills everything he sees, as we already know. If you want, you can use honey to lock the golem with a specific oxidation stage. I almost forgot to mention that. And also look how weird it looks if you use the name tag Dinnerbone on it. Very strange. But this mob is very cool, and it would also be interesting to see it spawn naturally in the trial chambers, and also copper chests there. And now let's talk about the new armor, which is copper armor. It's been a while since we had a new armor in the game, and now the players were probably happy with the addition of a copper one. Me too. But it's kind of bad. Basically, it's better than the leather one, and inferior to the iron one. So we can't expect great things from it. It doesn't even have a special function. It would be cool if it could defend us from lightning or some crazy thing like that. But unfortunately, it's just another simple armor. It's still very pretty for decorations. And I think they should have made the oxidized version of it to also have more variations. And now we have copper tools too. Pickaxe, axe, shovel, and hoe. And of course, a copper sword too. Sorry. Copper tools are basically made the same way as normal tools, and they are a little better than stone tools. We can then think that it is a reasonably good tool, but they are worse than iron tools, so they are basically between stone and iron in terms of level. They are useful if we think that now they give more uses to copper, and if you find copper before other things, then it can be useful for a short period of time until you move on to iron. And a warning, do not try to mine diamonds with the copper pickaxe because you will be disappointed. Bruh. Copper tools, as well as armor, also did not receive the function of oxidizing, which I personally think makes no sense. After all, it is copper and copper oxidizes. I hope this arrives in the future. But despite not having anything special, I liked these new utilities for copper. Tell me what you think of this in the comments. In addition to these features, I also want to take the opportunity to talk about the new disc that was added recently. But I couldn't mention it in the previous videos about version 1.21.7, where a new dog painting was added. And also this disc called Lava Chicken that can only be obtained by killing a chicken jockey. Okay, that's enough. Besides all these cool updates that Mojang is making recently, it would be cool to see other mobs coming to Minecraft like the Isolager that lost to the Glow Squid, or the Rascal in the Mines, or the Mooblem would also be cool. And there was also Glare, which was very interesting, and several others, but I already think it's incredible that the Copper Golem came back after losing the vote. This gives us hope that the others will also come back one day. And now beyond that, let's go to another thing that I almost forgot. Now we have Copper Nugget, which can be transformed, and a Copper Bar. And besides that, we have some more curiosities about the Copper Golem. Basically, it can't work well if it's in just one block of space. It needs a block and a half to work normally, and it doesn't open shulker boxes, nor barrels, nor trap chests. Only copper chests and normal chests. And if you put it in a boat and walk with it, it makes a noise. And he can also use the Totem of Undying if you try to kill him while he is holding the totem, which is a really cool detail, although he doesn't normally face any real dangers. And they can be kind of dumb sometimes. Now, if you want to test this, all of these features are already available in the Bedrock beta version and soon in snapshots, and will probably be released in its version 1.2.1.8, which should be released between September or October. And soon you will be able to have thousands of personal slaves in your home with this incredible update. I particularly liked it a lot. But what about you? Leave your opinion in the comments, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe.